Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Good evening and welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and finally some calmer conditions after what has been a very active afternoon. Found out this evening that a tree was struck not too far from my house. So those energetic storms making an impact for a few folks in North Mississippi, but luckily all of that has died down. Not expecting any lightning strikes and very little rainfall through our overnight hours. What we're tracking here at the Room to Room Weather Center are those rain chances tapering off, a much calmer forecast moving into the next couple of days, and really the extended forecast as well. Temperatures on the climb, and I'll add to that because it is on the climb so much that it will be very hot come this week. We have one saving grace though, and we'll walk through that here in just a moment. Taking a live look outside Kosciuszko, calm conditions across the region, but that number up at the top left of your screen, 79 degrees right now. That is a calm and comfortable forecast, and it's really the only time that we'll see these conditions over the next 7 days. So enjoy them, enjoy the temperatures, because they only get up, or worse, up, whatever you want to refer to it as. It's getting hotter, and so it's going to be that July heat moving back into the forecast with some vengeance. Adenton showing 77 degrees right now, nothing on rainfall wise, and so we're in that calmer pattern already, but that humidity still very high. You see it on your screen at 100%. Could see some areas of patchy fog in the morning depending on when you receive that rainfall. Still some of that saturated ground could produce some of that moisture, make a little bit of a patchy fog commute for our Sunday morning. So pastors that are listening, that's information you need to know. On our Doppler radar, Mississippi Live Weather radar right now, I'm going to transfer it over to our Columbus Tower and our Monroe County Tower. And what we're seeing is dry conditions across the region. Cycling it back, let's go to the last 3 hours. You can see a lot of those showers that tried to form there towards Pickens County got intense for just a second there. I'm not talking severe, but heavy rainfall and some lightning producers. But now has since fizzled on out, moving towards Tuscaloosa County. Not seeing anything left on our rainfall mode. So fortunately, across the region, I'm seeing dry conditions all across North Mississippi as of this point. Now, I want to go back several scans. We're talking over the last 12 hours. I'm going to see how this cycles in. It might take a second to populate. But really walk through what happened this afternoon with a lot of those showers. Will we do it? I have faith. There we go. Okay, this morning, there was the batch that moved through this morning, and that was the lightning producer that actually hit the Maynor household, or close to it, close enough to it, trust me. But then we had the next batch move through the southern county, so everyone getting some form of rainfall, except for isolated folks out there towards the Mississippi River. Overall was a very saturated forecast for a large portion of North Mississippi. So you're more likely to see rainfall than not see rainfall. Just expanding things out, we can kind of see across the region. Well, actually, let's jump to the next graphic here real quick. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Forecasted rainfall totals. We got quite a bit here in North Mississippi. This is over the last 12 hours. We got 1.5 inches Alcorn County, 1 inch there towards Tisch. I'm trying to get the pinpoint exact location. I guess you could go 1.8, but there were some 2-inch totals there in Lee County. And then as we move towards Lamar County, heavy proportions out there, 1.7. Pickens County, just over 3/4. Out there towards Carroll County, about 1 inch, and then Greenville showing at about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So there's your graphic. I mean, this was pretty significant for the folks that did see rainfall, aside from this portion out there in the northwest that stayed majority dry and majority hot with those drier conditions. So that's what we're tracking, is those isolated rain chances, not overnight, but towards tomorrow afternoon. That'll be our only saving grace for any relief from the heat. Like I mentioned, northwest portion of North Mississippi today, very hot and very humid. But where there was some rainfall, a much better forecast for our temperature wise. So as we head into tomorrow morning, yes, it will start off cooler, but those temperatures do climb even higher than where we were at today. Looking at surface analysis, what we're tracking is those isolated showers that are trying to develop further south. I'm going to expand this out one more so we can see that frontal boundary, but once that sunshine does come out and brings that daytime heating, it will allow some of those showers and storms to develop. That atmosphere just is a bit more primed. And so by tomorrow morning, a few showers and thunderstorms popping up in coastal regions. Those extend just a bit more north into North Mississippi, and we'll see some of the lingering of that tropical system as well provide some lift for some moisture, for some showers towards tomorrow afternoon. But all of that moisture is being carried out by this cold front right here. And so when it carries that moisture away, we're going to see that calmer pattern. And really where those showers do develop, going to be in far northeast sections of Mississippi. Just the path of the tropical system, what's left of the tropical system, that's what's left that we're watching for some rain chances for our Sunday. So Sunday morning, staying on the drier side, that frontal boundary, of course, carrying a large batch of that moisture. But as that continues to wrap around just a bit, that counterclockwise motion bringing in some of that moisture here towards North Mississippi. 6 a.m. still seeing it on the drier side, but we do try to get some of those isolated showers creeping back towards the west right here to North Mississippi by early afternoon. You can see let me get to it. Going to be early afternoon. There we go. So that swath of moisture associated really going to merge with that frontal boundary, and that frontal boundary is going to be the main driver in that forecast, especially the stationary front right here. We usually get a lot of moisture with the stationary front. So as it transitions into the stationary front, we will get that moisture building over North Mississippi. So more rain chances are possible tomorrow afternoon. Are they high? No, especially not like what we saw today. But they are there and will provide a little bit of rain-cooled air for a few of us here in North Mississippi, seeing those chances by 3, 6, even towards 9 p.m. So that's what we're watching. But for folks that don't get the rainfall, we're talking mid-90s, maybe even upper 90s for a few locations. And heat advisories, they're already in place for a few of us. So we'll track where those heat advisories are happening. We have a few Weather Watcher pictures, including one submitted close to my house, close to the Maynor household. So we're going to show off all that you guys submitted, and walk you through that heat and just what to expect. I'm so sorry in advance. But walking through all of that here in the next minute. We can't wait to see you guys back here at Mississippi Live Weather very soon.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Now, I want to address some folks in the chat that are talking about the showers that happened today. And you described the next 7 days perfectly. You had a little bit of rainfall, but the moment that it left, it just became a lot more humid, a lot more steamy. What happens with those isolated chances is, of course, it gives you rain-cooled air for a brief moment. But if it doesn't happen at the right time of day, it adds to that stickiness and will make those heat indices climb even more. And trust me, they're already high enough. So the thing with the showers, yes, we want them, but we want something similar to what we had today with a lot of rain-cooled air in the area, keeping temperatures down. I mean, we were in the low to mid 80s in a few areas today. That's where we topped out at. So if they happen like that, I'm cool with it. But whenever it's that isolated nature, it just usually doesn't line up to where we get that rain-cooled air all day long. It just adds that stickiness, and Mississippi mugginess is no enemy to mess with. But looking at Weather Watchers, this was from Damon in Saltillo. Now, this is not too far away from my house. This is about 100 feet away, and you can see the lightning struck it. I'm going to tell you guys a little story because we can. My wife, she went to the grocery store, and she was on her way back, and I was doing dishes, and I just saw white flash right in the window. And I mean, it covered everything. It was insane. That's how close it was. And she got back to the house. I said, "Did you hear it?" She's like, "Hear what?" And I had to describe to her what was just an insane experience of how loud that was. And I never would have dreamed it would be hitting a tree, but no surprise because of how close and how bright that flash was. I mean, this is 100 feet away. Luckily, Maynor household still intact. The house where this lot is at still intact, so everything is good to go. That tree, gonna have to come down though, so that's the thing about it. So big thank you to Damon there in Saltillo for submitting this picture. I mean, I'm glad you guys stayed safe because that was definitely a close call. Melinda there in Shaw showing you those isolated showers. Now this was pretty electric as well as those rolled on through. Basically, if it was during the day, it had a lot of lightning associated with it, especially if you were in Lee, Prentice, Pontotoc, Union County. That's really where they saw that electricity. But those isolated showers still very isolated in nature, so not everyone getting rainfall. It was just the best batch of rainfall that we'll see for a good while. So hopefully you got it today, but if not, there are limited chances this week, but not very likely for a lot of us. Donna in West Point capturing a fantastic sunset. I love seeing sunsets on a Saturday, just especially this side right here, painting the sky right there. God definitely showed out, and perfect heading into our Sunday, right? Leah in Starkville submitted this picture over the dude and over the hump. There we go. Oh my word, I'm a fake Mississippi State grad. So this is just a great shot over there of the sunset happening. So thank you to Leah in Starkville. Thank you to Donna over there around West Point. I hope you guys enjoyed the beautiful colors we had in the sky, and a big thank you to you guys for submitting your Weather Watcher pictures. Again, you guys are a part of our team. Showing us what's happening on the ground lets us know a little bit more about what you guys are seeing. But speaking of what we're seeing, Mississippi Live Weather Radar showing us pretty much nothing. This is the calmest radar has been today. So soak that in, enjoy those dry conditions, but if tonight's not enough for you, tomorrow's just a bit drier as well. I want to look over the last hour. A lot of these storm tops that were associated with these showers there in Pickens County, I was hoping they would last a little bit longer to walk you through it here in the 10 o'clock broadcast, but let's go ahead and retract this. You see some of these heights getting up to about, I believe that's 30,000 feet. Well, then over time, they just dissipate out. And whenever you lack that daytime heating, you just lose that punch for a lot of these storms to continue going. And that's a good thing because we don't want those rumbles of thunder overnight. So fortunately, we're back in that summertime pattern where a lot of this is cyclical in nature. It's going to top out at a certain height, usually about 30, 40, maybe even 50,000 feet before they start to just bottom out, downdrafts dominating it, and it fizzles on out very quickly. Now, looking towards the south, it's a little bit of a different story. And of course, it's warmer down there. It's a much more saturated region. So getting 30, 40,000 tops on these is a lot more likely and a lot easier in that environment. So looking at this storm, this is really where we expect the bulk of our showers and storms to be. And looking on our Mississippi Live Weather Radar, you can see exactly that. On that leading edge, going to have some gusty winds and heavy rainfall there towards Thomasville, but those moderate showers extend all the way towards Quitman and Meridian, not going to extend into North Mississippi. So fortunately, a lot of that rainfall sticking to the south. We might see an isolated shower towards tomorrow afternoon, but not expecting it for especially our church forecast. So it says at the bottom, oh, give thanks to the Lord. And I love that because we did give thanks to the Lord for the great temperatures we had today. Because going into tomorrow, we're going to wish we did. Because temperatures moving back into the low to mid 90s with those 20% chance of showers like we talked about at the beginning, that steaminess going to add to the atmosphere, making that 93 feel like 103. And it will be a sticky forecast once again. So walking through that overnight hour, we will see those patchy clouds stick around, but towards the morning commute, that should break up enough to where we get a beautiful sunrise for a large portion of us here in North Mississippi. Temperature-wise, like I mentioned, mid-70s expected, so it's right around average, maybe a degree or two higher than where we're typically at this time of year. But heading into the afternoon, this will look like heaven because it does transition very hot beyond that point. So as we head further into the late morning, that cloud cover does build just a bit more, that moisture adding back to the atmosphere. Hopefully what this cloud cover does is keeps our temperatures a bit more at bay, but I really don't expect that. I really expect this environment to just be primed for heating, especially towards afternoon. There's your isolated showers by lunchtime, starts to stick around toward Panola, Tunica, Tate County, all the way east into Benton County, but that becomes much more widespread by 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. As you can see, those light showers extending across the Tennessee state line, primarily north of Highway 6 is what we're watching, with a few isolated showers possible down there towards Columbus. It's just not as likely to be as far south as Highway 82. We really say Highway 82 north and I-55 east is the area we're watching for showers and storms to develop. Those continue to stick around, and you can see, I say east of 55. There are some storms that do try to develop along the Mississippi River. That's just the primary area we are watching. That's a tongue twister. But further back south and west, it's less likely that you guys will see those showers. So you might be able to escape without an umbrella tomorrow, but it's summer in Mississippi. Go ahead and have one in the back seat just to be on the safe side. High temperatures tomorrow. This is the site that we were talking about. Mid-90s across the region, but you look north and east, higher chances of rainfall, 90 degrees. South and west, a drier forecast, 97. So there's a difference. There's that little bit of rain-cooled air that's possible. That might be fortunate for tomorrow's forecast. But heading into the week with the limited chances still sticking around and not really a focal area that we're watching for those showers to develop, that's going to make the environment primed here in North Mississippi to be hot and to be muggy. Not a great combination. So heat indices where it's 97 will feel like 109, 108 Cleveland and Clarksdale. That area in purple, that is going to be under a heat advisory for our Sunday afternoon. So all the more reason to stay hydrated and stay cool and take frequent breaks. Overnight into our Monday, apologies, I'm all thrown off on days. You can see that cloud cover does clear out. A lot of that moisture does clear out, setting the scene for a drier forecast moving forward. Doesn't mean completely dry. It just means a drier pattern than what we had for our Saturday. So by noontime, a few isolated showers do try to sprinkle into the area, but overall, it's still this diagonal area that we're watching extending from north of 82 and east of 55, that same general region. That's associated with that stationary front that's starting to cycle in a little bit more of that moisture. That's that lifting mechanism it needs for a few of these to form. So that's why we're watching what we're watching. This is 3 p.m. on our Monday. As we head into the rest of our evening, though, it dries out really quickly. So Monday evening plans, if you're looking to head to the park, if you're looking to take advantage of those last days of summer, well, there you go. Not too bad of an evening to do so. So get out with the family and enjoy it. 10 p.m. still dry across the region, not expecting a rumble of thunder overnight. And into our Tuesday, still continuing that drier pattern, but it comes at a cost. Like we talked about, high temperatures. Mid to upper 90s. These are going to climb out in the Delta. 97 Greenwood and Bolzona could be up to 98 whenever we talk about model runs tomorrow. 98 in Greenville could be talking about 99. So these temperatures are continuing to climb. The only saving grace we have is, like I mentioned at the beginning, that rain-cooled air. A lot of those heat indices still showing about 105 to 110, so it's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy once again, and current alerts are basically going to be the extended forecast as well. So don't take these advisories as, oh, they're gone at 8 p.m. on Sunday and we don't have to worry about it again. No, we're going to see these all week long, especially in this general area out in the Mississippi Delta, from Humphreys County all the way north to DeSoto County, watching that general area for the highest heat indices. High temperatures, like we talked about at 6, 97 for Tuesday, 97 for Wednesday. It's going to be, what was the word someone used in the chat? Not smoldering. You know what? We'll use that. But it's going to be miserable. And so whenever we look at heat indices paired with that, not exactly a great combination. I'm going to have to get a new graphic for this because it just broke the scale. It's beyond 110 at this point for Wednesday. So we're looking at possible heat warnings for Wednesday, extreme heat warnings, and then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, excessive heat advisories with extreme heat warnings still possible for a few isolated locations. So staying hydrated, staying cool, that is essential. And I will say it over and over again until I make sure that we do that. Beyond that, July 27th into August 2nd. Why are we talking about August? Oh my word, time is flying. We are staying well above average, as you can see on that scale at the top of your screen. So it doesn't end there. The hot temperatures are sticking around well into August. That's still going to just baffle me for a second. So as we're heading into school, we're dealing with those above average temperatures come August. So look at that extended forecast. And this is where I say we do have some saving grace, at least trying to enter the area. 20% Monday, 20% Tuesday, 30% by Wednesday. All of these chances are still very isolated in fashion, so that's why these temperatures are still able to climb. But even from yesterday's run, Wednesday's temperatures have bumped down from 98 to 97. While that's just a degree, every degree matters when it's this hot. And so hopefully that trend continues and these rain chances continue to rise. But as of right now, with that isolated development and sporadic development, I really don't expect that to change too much. Rain chances sticking around that isolated nature, but those isolated chances stick around on Thursday and Friday. And as we talked about at 6, Saturday's rain chances, they could be higher. And we're hoping for that not tropical development in regards to strengthening into a tropical storm, but we're talking about at least supplying a little bit of that moisture, similar to what we had today, where we got that good afternoon rainfall that cooled us off and gave us some much needed rainfall. So hopefully that's the case for Saturday. We'll talk more updates tomorrow at 6 and 10, so make sure to tune into Mississippi Live Weather then. And we'll hopefully hear from Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon out in Canada again after his post-train ride, hear how he slept, right? Because I can't imagine sleeping on a train. But we are tracking the heat, tracking the temperatures, tracking what relief we can get, and of course, what to expect for your Saturday. Walking through all of that coming up tomorrow at 6 and 10. Of course, updates throughout the day. Mississippi Live Weather app. Make sure to download it today to get the very latest information. And we'll see you here tomorrow night. And speaking of that app, again, it's tradition. I always forget this graphic. Speaking of the app, go ahead and scan the QR code on your screen. Goes to your nearest app store, iOS and Android, and downloads that quick and easy. And not only can you see the forecast, you can submit weather pictures, be part of our Weather Watcher team out in the field. Gives us eyes in the sky to show us what's happening where you're at. We again appreciate everything you guys do for us. We would be nothing without the great community here in North Mississippi. So thank you again for welcoming us into your homes. We hope that you guys stayed dry today, but enjoyed the cooler weather while we had it, because it's only up from here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 6 and 10.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.